Why do some of the brightest and most resilient individuals ultimately surrender to the darkness of their own thoughts, even choosing to end their lives? This painful question forces us to confront a hidden truth. Our greatest enemy is not external, but resides within our own minds. Negative thinking silently erodes self-worth, clouds judgment, and traps us in an endless cycle of despair and hopelessness. In this video, we explore the profound wisdom of Stoic philosophy, drawing inspiration from Marcus Aurelius and ancient sages who taught that true power lies in mastering our inner thoughts rather than succumbing to external events. We will uncover 7 transformative methods to dismantle destructive thought patterns and reclaim control of our inner world. Our journey is not merely about avoiding negativity, it is about harnessing its energy to foster resilience, purpose, and clarity. Before we proceed, grab a notebook and pen. Every step we discuss is essential for building resilience. Listen closely, take notes, and revisit these insights. Master these techniques to forge unbreakable inner strength and become invulnerable to external pressures. Your journey to inner empowerment begins now. 1. Notice your inner landscape. In Stoic philosophy, one of the most transformative insights is that it is not external events that cause our suffering, but our evaluations of them. This core belief, echoed by Marcus Aurelius in his Meditations, reminds us that the pain we experience is born not from what happens around us, but from the judgments we cast upon those events. By cultivating mindfulness and self-observation, we learn to discern between the fleeting impressions of our mind and the enduring truths of our character. Imagine your mind as a serene lake, undisturbed by the occasional ripples that disturb its surface. Each negative thought is like a small pebble dropped into that lake, a temporary disturbance that, if observed without judgment, fades away without altering the lake's true nature. This metaphor encapsulates our first step, recognizing that the swirling negativity within is not the essence of who we are, but merely transient mental impressions. Consider the journey of Oprah Winfrey, a renowned media mogul who, despite achieving extraordinary success, has been open about the inner struggles and self-doubt that once clouded her early life. Even as she rose to prominence, echoes of her painful past would sometimes surge forth, whispering that she was unworthy or destined to fail. In the midst of these internal battles, Oprah discovered the transformative power of mindfulness meditation. Determined to reclaim her inner peace, she began to dedicate moments in her hectic schedule to sit quietly, focusing solely on her breath. With every mindful inhale, she imagined drawing in clarity and calm. With every exhale, she released the tension and doubts that had haunted her for so long. Inspired by the calm that slowly enveloped her mind, Oprah started a daily practice of journaling. Immediately after her meditation sessions, she would record the negative thoughts that surfaced, without judgment, simply observing them as passing impressions. Over time, she noticed recurring patterns, the persistent echoes of self-doubt that were less a reflection of objective reality and more a product of past hurts and external pressures. With this growing awareness, Oprah began to challenge these negative evaluations. When the familiar thought, "I'm not enough," appeared on her page, she would gently ask herself, is this thought truly based on evidence, or is it merely a shadow cast by previous pain? Gradually, she restructured her inner dialogue, replacing destructive messages with empowering affirmations like, "I have overcome challenges before, and I am continuously growing." This process of self-observation and mindful reflection not only transformed Oprah's internal narrative, but also reshaped her external life. Empowered by the clarity of her mind, she began to take deliberate small steps toward nurturing her personal and professional relationships as well as her creative endeavors. With each mindful breath and each journal entry, the weight of her negative evaluations diminished, replaced by a deepening sense of resilience and self-belief. To integrate these practices into your own life, begin with a simple daily mindfulness exercise. Find a quiet space where you can sit comfortably for 5 to 10 minutes. Close your eyes and focus on the sensation of your breath. Feel the cool air as it enters your nostrils and the warmth as it leaves. Allow your thoughts to arise naturally and simply observe them without getting entangled. Each thought is like a visitor. Acknowledge its presence, then let it drift away, just as Oprah learned to do amidst her own busy days. Following your meditation, take a few minutes to jot down any negative thoughts that emerge during your practice. Write them down as impartial observations rather than harsh judgments against yourself. This journaling exercise isn't about self-criticism, it's about clarity. Over time, the habit of recording these impressions will illuminate recurring patterns, enabling you to confront and reframe them more effectively. The goal is not to eliminate negative thoughts entirely, but to create a mental space where they can be observed, questioned, and transformed. Remember, by treating each negative thought as a transient impression, you reclaim control over your inner narrative. Much like Oprah Winfrey, who transformed moments of self-doubt into stepping stones toward a life characterized by resilience and inner strength, you too can turn fleeting doubts into powerful opportunities for growth. Embracing mindfulness and self-observation empowers you to distinguish between what truly matters and what is merely a temporary disturbance. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. With patience and persistence, let your mind become that serene lake, a reflection of your true strength and potential, unmarred by the fleeting ripples of negative thought. Embrace this method with commitment and compassion, and watch as your inner landscape transforms into a sanctuary of clarity, resilience, and boundless possibility. To integrate these practices into your own life, consider beginning with a simple daily mindfulness exercise. Find a quiet space where you can sit comfortably for 5 to 10 minutes. Close your eyes and focus on the sensation of your breath. Feel the cool air as it enters your nostrils and the warmth as it leaves. Allow your thoughts to arise naturally and simply observe them without getting entangled. Each thought is like a visitor. Acknowledge its presence, then let it drift away. Following your meditation, take a few minutes to jot down any negative thoughts that emerge during your practice. Write them down as impartial observations rather than harsh judgments against yourself. This journaling exercise is not about criticism, it's about clarity. Over time, the habit of recording these impressions will illuminate recurring patterns, enabling you to confront and reframe them more effectively. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate negative thoughts altogether, but to create a mental space where they can be observed, questioned, and transformed. By treating each negative thought as a transient impression, you reclaim control over your inner narrative. Much like Emily, you can transform these fleeting moments of doubt into stepping stones toward a life characterized by resilience, clarity, and inner strength. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Embracing mindfulness and self-observation empowers you to distinguish between what truly matters and what is merely a temporary disturbance. It's a practice that requires patience and persistence, but the rewards are profound: a clearer mind, a strengthened spirit, and the ability to navigate life's challenges with a steady, resilient heart. Embrace this method with commitment and compassion. Let your mind become the serene lake it was meant to be, a reflection of your true strength and potential, unmarred by the fleeting ripples of negative thought. 2. Question your impressions. When negative impressions arise, it is all too easy to accept them at face value, letting unexamined thoughts dictate our emotional state and actions. Yet the Stoic approach invites us to engage in an honest dialogue with ourselves, reminding us not to believe every impression immediately. Imagine a moment when you feel a surge of self-doubt, perhaps after a minor setback at work or a personal criticism from someone you care about. Instead of surrendering to that initial wave of negativity, pause and ask, is this thought truly reflective of reality? Such inquiry is not merely a casual reflection, it is a disciplined exercise in dissecting and evaluating the judgments we hastily form about our experiences. Consider the experience of Alex, a young professional whose ambition was often stifled by a recurring inner voice that insisted, "I am not capable, I always fall short." This thought would arise swiftly during moments of uncertainty, and without careful scrutiny, it could spiral into a self-fulfilling prophecy, undermining his confidence and hindering his progress. One evening, after receiving a piece of constructive criticism that Alex initially interpreted as a personal failure, he resolved to question that interpretation. Sitting quietly with a notebook in hand, he began a process of self-inquiry, asking himself a series of probing questions. What evidence do I have that supports this belief? Have I succeeded in similar challenges before? Could there be another explanation for this feedback? In doing so, Alex discovered that his harsh self-judgment was less an objective assessment and more a reflection of old wounds and unfounded assumptions. This process of questioning, known as the Socratic method, encourages us to challenge the automatic narratives our minds produce. It is in this spirit that we can adopt a single, powerful Stoic reminder. If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. And it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations, Book 8. This quote encapsulates the transformative power of evaluating our impressions. It teaches us that our judgments are not fixed truths, but malleable interpretations that can and should be examined with a clear, rational mind. By engaging in this kind of introspection, we gradually learn to separate the facts from the interpretations we impose on them. When a negative thought arises, the first step is to acknowledge its presence without immediate acceptance. Instead of allowing it to take root and expand, we scrutinize its basis. Ask yourself, does this thought truly mirror reality, or is it a distortion fueled by past experiences and fear? For instance, when Alex's mind echoed with the belief of inadequacy, he recalled instances of previous successes and positive feedback that directly contradicted that notion. This realization not only undermined the negative impression, but also built a bridge to a more balanced self-view. As you practice this method, you may begin to notice patterns in your negative thinking. Perhaps certain situations, like receiving criticism or encountering unexpected challenges, consistently trigger a cascade of self-doubt. Recognizing these patterns is crucial because it provides the opportunity to interrupt and reframe the narrative. Instead of passively accepting a flawed judgment, you actively question its validity. In moments of self-doubt, let your mind engage in a deliberate inquiry, much like a philosopher scrutinizing the nature of truth. Such a habit not only diminishes the intensity of the negative emotion, but also gradually transforms your internal dialogue into one that is more rational and forgiving. The beauty of this method lies in its practicality and its deep roots in both ancient wisdom and modern psychological practice. When you routinely apply this self-interrogation, you create a mental environment where every negative impression is met with a thoughtful, calm response. This not only prevents you from being overwhelmed by emotion, but also fosters resilience. Over time, your mind becomes adept at filtering out the baseless criticisms that once held you captive, leaving behind only those judgments that are grounded in reality and conducive to growth. To integrate this practice into your daily life, set aside a quiet moment each day for reflective journaling. Begin by writing down any negative thoughts that have disturbed your peace. Then, methodically examine each thought by asking, is this truly the case? What evidence contradicts this belief? How might I view this situation from a more balanced perspective? This exercise is not about forcing positivity or denying genuine pain. Rather, it is about developing a habit of critical inquiry, a way to sift through the emotional noise and uncover a clearer, more compassionate truth about yourself. As you progress, you may find that your emotional responses to challenging situations become less automatic and more measured. The practice of questioning your impressions empowers you to reclaim control over your mind, turning potential moments of vulnerability into opportunities for personal growth. This shift is not instantaneous. It requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about your inner dialogue. Yet with time, the benefits are profound. A mind that is less swayed by the turbulence of fleeting thoughts and more aligned with a steady, rational pursuit of self-improvement. In this journey of self-discovery, remember that every moment of introspection, every question you ask yourself, is a step toward liberation from the tyranny of negative thinking. Just as Alex transformed his internal narrative by challenging his assumptions, you too can harness the power of reason to dismantle destructive judgments. Embrace this method wholeheartedly and allow it to guide you toward a life where your evaluations, rather than external events, shape your inner reality. Ultimately, by questioning your impressions and verifying them with rational inquiry, you free yourself from the confines of unexamined negativity, paving the way for a mind that is resilient, balanced, and profoundly empowered. 3. Challenge your judgments. When we face disappointment, criticism, or unexpected setbacks, our minds often react with an immediate, harsh judgment that distorts reality. It is not the event itself that causes us distress, but the evaluation we attach to it. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us in his Meditations, if you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. And it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now. Meditations, Book 8. This powerful insight challenges us to confront and transform our internal narratives, our judgments, into more balanced and constructive interpretations. Imagine a moment when you receive critical feedback at work. Your initial reaction might be to think, "I'm a failure," a thought that quickly snowballs into a self-fulfilling prophecy of inadequacy. Instead of accepting this judgment as truth, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this evaluation truly accurate? What evidence exists that contradicts this negative conclusion? In doing so, you begin the process of dismantling a false belief that may have taken root over time. Consider the experience of Sarah, a dedicated professional who once believed that any mistake was a personal indictment of her abilities. Every time she made an error, her inner voice would declare, "You are incapable. You will never succeed." These judgments were not based on objective evidence, but rather on an accumulation of past setbacks and internalized criticisms. One day, determined to break free from this cycle, Sarah resolved to challenge every negative judgment that arose within her mind. When faced with a recent error on an important project, instead of succumbing to despair, she paused. She recalled instances when her creativity and perseverance had led to success, and she began to question the validity of the thought that branded her as a failure. This process of challenging your judgments is an active, ongoing dialogue with yourself. It is about examining the roots of your negative evaluations and testing them against the facts of your experience. Instead of letting a single instance of failure define you, you can reframe it as a learning opportunity. Replace "I'm a failure" with "I am learning through every mistake." This subtle shift in language reflects a deeper transformation in perspective. The practice is not about forced optimism or denying the pain of failure. It is about aligning your judgment with reality, thereby reducing unnecessary suffering. To put this method into practice, set aside time each day to engage in reflective writing. After an emotionally charged event, write down the immediate negative judgment that surfaced. Then, deliberately seek evidence that might counter that judgment. For instance, if you note, "I always mess things up," challenge this by recalling specific instances where you succeeded or received positive feedback. Write down these instances next to your initial thought. Over time, this practice will reveal a more balanced view of your abilities and accomplishments. By comparing your spontaneous negative evaluations with concrete evidence of your successes, you create a habit of verifying your judgments rather than accepting them at face value. This method of challenging your judgments is rooted in both ancient Stoic wisdom and modern cognitive practices. It calls for a kind of mental vigilance, a readiness to interrogate your thoughts as they arise. Much like a scientist tests a hypothesis by seeking disconfirming evidence, you, too, can examine the validity of your internal assumptions. When you approach your judgments with curiosity rather than fear, you open up the possibility for a more accurate, compassionate understanding of yourself. Moreover, challenging your judgments is not a one-time exercise. It is a daily practice that gradually reshapes your internal narrative. Over weeks and months, you may notice that your mind begins to default to a more measured response, even in the face of criticism or failure. The once dominant voice of self-doubt starts to lose its authority, replaced by a more objective and empowering internal dialogue. You develop a mental habit that allows you to see setbacks not as reflections of your worth, but as temporary obstacles that offer valuable lessons for growth. As you continue on this path, it is essential to be patient and compassionate with yourself. The process of questioning and reframing negative judgments can be challenging, especially if you have long held these views as truths. Yet, every time you challenge a negative thought, you exercise your power over your mind and reclaim a part of your inner freedom. In this way, you transform the very fabric of your inner life, turning self-criticism into a tool for self-improvement. Embrace the opportunity to question your impressions. Let your mind engage in a thoughtful inquiry each time a negative judgment surfaces. Over time, this practice will not only reduce the grip of destructive thoughts, but also enhance your resilience, creativity, and overall sense of well-being. By challenging your judgments, you are not denying reality, but refining it, aligning your perceptions with the true evidence of your experiences. In the end, the journey to kill negative thinking begins with a single, deliberate act: questioning your internal narrative. With each challenge, you chip away at the distortions that cloud your mind, paving the way for a clearer, more empowered self. Remember, the events of life are not the source of our pain. It is our judgments about those events that define our emotional experience. Through mindful inquiry and a steadfast commitment to truth, you can transform your inner landscape and cultivate a mind that is both resilient and free. 4. Affirm your virtues. Affirm your virtues is not merely a practice, it is a revolution of the mind. a transformative journey where gratitude and virtue serve as the radiant beacons guiding us through the darkest storms of our inner world. Imagine a life where every setback becomes a lesson, every failure a stepping stone, and every challenge an opportunity to reveal your truest self. This is the essence of affirming your virtues, harnessing the power of gratitude to illuminate your path and using positive affirmations to fortify your spirit. It is a call to shift from a state of reactive despair to one of proactive empowerment, where your inner light outshines any external darkness. Take, for instance, the remarkable journey of Julian, a once struggling entrepreneur whose dreams were nearly extinguished by relentless self-doubt and external setbacks. At the brink of giving up after a series of business failures, Julian found himself trapped in a vortex of negativity, unable to see beyond the constant barrage of not enough and never enough. One fateful evening, amid the ruins of his shattered ambitions, he discovered a quiet practice that would forever alter the course of his life. Julian began to document every small blessing: a warm cup of coffee on a chilly morning, a kind gesture from a stranger, the fleeting moment of inspiration that sparked a creative idea. At first, these entries in his gratitude journal seemed trivial, but over time they coalesced into a powerful narrative of abundance. Each written word served as a reminder that even in the midst of failure, there was an undercurrent of goodness waiting to be acknowledged. As Julian's gratitude practice deepened, he coupled it with the daily repetition of carefully chosen affirmations. Each morning, standing before his mirror, he would look into his own eyes and declare, "I control my thoughts, and my thoughts shape my destiny." With unwavering determination, he followed this with, "Every challenge is an opportunity to cultivate virtue." These affirmations were not mere lip service. They were the clarion call of a warrior reclaiming his inner power. Slowly but surely, the corrosive voice of self-doubt began to wane, replaced by a burgeoning confidence that was as steadfast as it was inspiring. There is a profound Stoic insight that captures this spirit perfectly. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. Epictetus, Enchiridion. This timeless truth underscores the importance of shifting our focus from the scarcity of what we lack to the richness of what we already possess. It is a reminder that our true strength lies not in external achievements, but in our capacity to appreciate and nurture the virtues within us. By embracing a mindset of gratitude and self-affirmation, you empower yourself to transcend the habitual patterns of negative thinking that so often cloud your judgment. The act of writing in your gratitude journal each day, recording at least 3 things, no matter how small, that bring you joy, creates a tangible record of your blessings. Over time, this practice transforms your perception, allowing you to see beyond the immediate pain and recognize the enduring beauty in your life. It is as if you are slowly painting a masterpiece, stroke by stroke, until the entire canvas of your existence glows with the vibrant hues of hope and possibility. Alongside this practice, the deliberate repetition of positive affirmations becomes a powerful ritual that reinforces your commitment to self-improvement. Each time you assert, "I control my thoughts," you reclaim a small piece of your inner sovereignty. And when you remind yourself that every challenge is an opportunity to cultivate virtue, you reframe obstacles as catalysts for growth rather than insurmountable barriers. These affirmations are the seeds that, when nurtured through consistent practice, will blossom into a resilient, indomitable spirit. Imagine, if you will, the cumulative effect of these practices over time. Picture yourself waking up each day with a heart full of gratitude and a mind attuned to the possibility of growth. The world around you may still present its challenges, but you will face them with a newfound clarity, a clarity born from the daily ritual of acknowledging your blessings and affirming your inner virtues. The negative thoughts that once threatened to drown you in despair will be rendered powerless, replaced by a steady stream of positive, life-affirming insights. This method is not about ignoring reality or masking your pain with hollow platitudes. Rather, it is a disciplined, deliberate approach to reshaping your inner dialogue. It is an invitation to celebrate the small victories, to find strength in vulnerability, and to transform every moment of hardship into an opportunity for self-discovery. By affirming your virtues and practicing gratitude daily, you lay the foundation for a life that is not dictated by external circumstances, but by the unwavering light of your own inner wisdom. Embrace this journey with passion and persistence. Let each day be a testament to your resilience, each moment an opportunity to reaffirm the virtues that define you. Through the combined power of gratitude and positive affirmation, you can create a reality where your inner light burns brighter than any shadow of negativity. A reality where you truly kill your negative thinking and step into the boundless potential of your own extraordinary existence. 5. Surround yourself with wisdom. Surround yourself with wisdom is a call to consciously curate your inner circle and environment, forging connections and spaces that uplift, inspire, and nurture the virtues within you. In the face of a world that bombards us with negativity and chaos, the people we choose to associate with and the environments we inhabit play an undeniable role in shaping our inner world. It is said by Seneca, "Associate with those who are likely to improve you," a powerful reminder that our relationships are the soil in which our virtues can either flourish or wither away. Imagine walking into a room where every conversation, every smile, every shared moment is imbued with genuine care and mutual respect, a sanctuary of positivity amidst the cacophony of everyday stress. Such an environment is not a mere luxury, it is a necessity for cultivating a resilient and virtuous mind. Consider the journey of Thomas, a creative soul once entangled in a web of pessimistic influences and toxic relationships that stifled his potential. Thomas found himself repeatedly drained by the ceaseless negativity of those around him, the unproductive chatter, and the relentless energy that seemed to feed on despair. Realizing that the energy he absorbed was directly affecting his ability to create and innovate, he made a bold decision to reassess every connection in his life. He began to gently distance himself from sources of negativity and instead sought out individuals who exuded wisdom, compassion, and constructive insight. This process was not an act of isolation, but a deliberate, courageous step toward self-preservation and growth. Thomas started inviting into his life those who encouraged him to look inward, to confront his challenges with grace, and to see each setback as an opportunity to refine his craft. By engaging in heartfelt conversations with mentors, supportive friends, and even kind strangers, he discovered that the energy you share is contagious. In time, the toxic influences that once held him captive were replaced by a network of people who collectively radiated positivity and a shared commitment to personal improvement. Their encouragement became the fuel that propelled him to new heights, illuminating the path forward even in the darkest moments. Yet, wisdom is not solely found in the company of others. It is equally manifested in the physical spaces we occupy. Just as our relationships can either uplift or drain us, our surroundings can either stifle our spirit or kindle a fire of inspiration. Picture your ideal workspace, a sanctuary designed to evoke calm, foster creativity, and anchor your mind in clarity. Perhaps it is a bright room bathed in natural light, adorned with elements that speak to your soul, a cherished piece of art, a potted plant that breathes life into the room, or even a carefully curated bookshelf filled with volumes that challenge and inspire you. When your environment is in harmony with your inner aspirations, it becomes an extension of your own virtues, a constant reminder of the life you are capable of creating. For those seeking to transform their surroundings, the exercise is both practical and deeply symbolic. Begin by taking a hard look at the spaces where you live and work. Notice the clutter, the distractions, and the elements that contribute to a sense of unrest. Recognize that these external conditions are not passive. They actively influence your state of mind. Next, embark on a process of deliberate transformation. Remove items that no longer serve a purpose. Declutter your space to reveal its inherent simplicity and introduce elements that evoke peace and clarity. This might mean rearranging your furniture to allow for more natural light, investing in a few meaningful decorations that remind you of your values, or simply creating a designated corner for quiet reflection and meditation. With each small change, you are not just altering your physical space, but also cultivating a mental environment that mirrors the virtues you wish to embody. As you progress in both your relationships and your environment, you begin to notice a powerful synergy emerging. The people who uplift you and the spaces that nurture you collectively reinforce the mindset of gratitude and resilience. This dual transformation is the essence of surrounding yourself with wisdom. It is a holistic, dynamic process where external harmony feeds internal strength and vice versa. Each day, as you interact with those who inspire you, and as you retreat to spaces that restore your spirit, you are actively combating the insidious forces of negativity. You reclaim your power, ensuring that every element of your life is aligned with your highest aspirations. Now, commit to a daily practice that reinforces this transformation. Reflect on the relationships in your life. Ask yourself which connections nourish your soul and which ones drain your energy. Without judgment, begin to gently distance yourself from those sources of negativity. At the same time, actively seek out and nurture relationships with individuals whose wisdom and kindness uplift you. Simultaneously, evaluate your physical surroundings. Dedicate time each week to reorganize your space, infusing it with elements that resonate with your inner truth and the virtues you aspire to cultivate. Whether it's a dedicated corner for meditation, a bulletin board of inspirational quotes, or simply a tidier desk, let your environment be a reflection of your commitment to growth and excellence. In embracing these changes, remember that the journey toward a virtuous life is a continuous, evolving process. Surround yourself with wisdom, not just as a strategy to combat negativity, but as a declaration of your intention to live fully and authentically. The company you keep and the space you inhabit are potent forces that can either reinforce the chains of negativity or unlock the door to a liberated, inspired existence. Choose wisely, arrange deliberately, and let the luminous energy of nurturing relationships and harmonious spaces be the cornerstone of your ascent toward true inner greatness. Sixth, act on your core values. Act on your core values is a rallying cry to transform your inner world into a force of deliberate, virtuous action. Imagine for a moment that every decision you make, no matter how small, becomes a powerful affirmation of who you truly are. At its heart, this method is about aligning your actions with the deep-seated values that define your character. It is the bold declaration that you refuse to be a passive bystander in your own life, but instead you will rise and act with intention and conviction. When you act on your core values, you embody self-mastery and virtue, a living testament to the idea that deliberate action is the most profound expression of inner strength. Picture a young artist named Marcus, not unlike the great Stoics who came before him, struggling to navigate the turbulent seas of self-doubt and external pressure. For years, Marcus allowed his creative spirit to be stifled by hesitation, waiting for the perfect moment or flawless conditions before he dared to take action. His dreams were grand, yet his steps were timid. Then, one day, he experienced a turning point, a sudden clarity that his values were not to be locked away in the recesses of his mind, but were meant to be lived. He realized that his passion for art, his commitment to truth, and his unwavering desire to express beauty were the very core of his being. With this revelation, Marcus began to craft an action plan rooted in these values. He set clear, tangible goals: to create one small piece of art each day, to step out and share his work with others, and to continually refine his craft by embracing every mistake as a lesson in virtue. This approach mirrors a lesser-known yet profoundly stirring insight from Epictetus. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Epictetus, Enchiridion. These words are not merely a call to action, they are an invitation to manifest your true self through every deliberate step you take. When you internalize this message, you begin to see that each small act of creation, every moment of courageous expression, is a stepping stone toward the life you envision. It is the embodiment of self-mastery, where the seemingly insignificant tasks become the building blocks of a legacy defined by virtue. To fully embrace this method, start by taking a deep, honest look at your inner compass. Identify the values that resonate most deeply with you, whether it be integrity, creativity, compassion, or perseverance. Write these down, allowing yourself to articulate not just abstract ideals, but the very essence of what you stand for. Then, create a specific action plan that translates these values into daily practice. For instance, if one of your core values is perseverance, commit to taking one small, tangible step each day toward a long-held goal. Break your overarching ambition into manageable tasks and celebrate each small victory as proof that action can indeed transform your mindset. Imagine the power of setting a simple yet radical goal. Every morning, as soon as you wake, you dedicate 5 minutes to one meaningful action, whether it is journaling, drawing, meditating, or writing down your plan for the day. This is not about making grand gestures, but about proving to yourself that even the smallest actions, when performed consistently, have the power to recalibrate your entire outlook. As you witness these daily acts of commitment, your inner narrative begins to shift. You start to see that waiting for perfection is a trap, and that progress, however incremental, is a victory in itself. Consider also the example of a dedicated teacher, Linda, who longed to inspire her students beyond the confines of a traditional classroom. Linda's core values were rooted in curiosity, growth, and compassion. Recognizing that she was often overwhelmed by the rigid structures and negative energies in her workplace, she decided to act. She restructured her daily routine to include moments of reflection and creativity, setting aside time to prepare lessons that not only educated, but also ignited a passion for learning. By taking these deliberate steps, Linda transformed not only her own mindset, but also the atmosphere of her classroom. Her small acts of courage and commitment rippled outward, inspiring her students to pursue their own truths with fervor and resilience. The transformative power of acting on your core values lies in its ability to shift your entire mode of being. Each deliberate action is a declaration of self-belief and a rejection of the passive acceptance of negativity. It is a dynamic process where your values fuel your actions, and your actions, in turn, reinforce your values. This cyclical empowerment gradually diminishes the hold of doubt and fear, replacing them with a steadfast conviction that you are the master of your destiny. In this journey, the key is consistency. Every day offers a new opportunity to live out your values, to take that small step forward, and to build a momentum that propels you toward a life of purpose and excellence. With each action, no matter how minute, you are not only shaping your external world, but also sculpting your inner landscape into one of unwavering strength and clarity. Remember, deliberate action is the manifestation of virtue and self-mastery. When you commit to living in alignment with your core values, you ignite a spark that can illuminate even the darkest corners of your mind. So, take up this challenge with passion. Identify what matters most to you, map out your actions, and start moving forward, one small, courageous step at a time. Let your journey be a living testament to the power of intentional, value-driven action. In doing so, you will not only transform your own life, but also inspire others to break free from the chains of negative thinking and embrace the boundless potential that lies within. 7. Reflect and evolve. Reflect and evolve is a call to transform every moment, every setback, every mistake into a stepping stone on the path of self-mastery and growth. In a world that often equates failure with defeat, the Stoic approach invites you to see each day as an opportunity for improvement and every misstep as a precious lesson waiting to be discovered. Imagine a life where each experience, whether triumphant or challenging, becomes a rich source of insight that refines your character and sharpens your resolve. This is not a passive exercise, but a dynamic, relentless pursuit of self-betterment, a journey that demands both introspection and action. Consider the story of Rebecca, a talented software engineer who once saw every bug in her code as a personal failure, a sign that she was not cut out for the demanding world of technology. Each time a project faltered, a chorus of self-criticism would echo in her mind, casting a dark shadow over her achievements. One evening, after a particularly challenging debugging session that left her feeling utterly defeated, Rebecca decided that she could no longer allow these negative reflections to define her. Instead, she embraced a disciplined practice of self-reflection and growth. She began to document every setback in a dedicated journal, not to dwell on her errors, but to analyze them, to extract the lessons hidden within each misstep. Over time, what began as a routine of recording failures transformed into a vibrant tapestry of insights, each entry a testament to her resilience and capacity for evolution. This method of reflection is rooted in the understanding that our most valuable lessons are often gleaned from the ashes of our failures. It requires an honest, sometimes unflinching examination of our actions and their outcomes. Ask yourself after each challenging day, what did I learn from this experience? How can I use this knowledge to better myself tomorrow? This line of questioning is not meant to exacerbate feelings of regret, but to empower you with the wisdom that only experience can provide. As you document your thoughts, emotions, and the insights that emerge, you begin to see patterns. Recurring obstacles that may have once seemed insurmountable now reveal themselves as familiar challenges you can conquer with improved strategies and renewed determination. An essential part of this process is also to engage with the rich legacy of Stoic literature. The timeless wisdom found in texts such as Marcus Aurelius's Meditations and Epictetus's Discourses offers a reservoir of guidance that can help recalibrate your inner compass. There is a stirring reminder from Marcus Aurelius that resonates deeply with this practice. Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if thou wilt ever dig. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations. This powerful quote challenges you to delve deep into your own inner resources, to mine the well of wisdom that lies beneath the surface of your everyday thoughts. By routinely reading and reflecting on these classic works, you not only reconnect with the profound insights of the Stoics, but also continually refine your approach to life's challenges. Imagine integrating this practice into your daily routine as seamlessly as you brush your teeth. Set aside a quiet moment each evening when you can retreat into a space of calm, free from distractions. In that sanctuary of stillness, open your journal and allow your thoughts to flow freely. Record what went well, where you stumbled, and what each experience taught you. Perhaps you'll discover that a difficult conversation with a colleague revealed hidden strengths you never knew you possessed, or that a missed opportunity was a gentle nudge towards a different, more fulfilling path. Over time, these reflections accumulate into a powerful archive of your personal evolution, each entry a stepping stone towards a wiser, more resilient you. This journey of reflection is not merely about personal growth. It is about cultivating a mindset that transforms adversity into advantage. It is the realization that every failure carries within it the seeds of future success, that every moment of pain is an invitation to learn and improve. As you develop this habit of continual self-examination, you begin to understand that the journey to excellence is not marked by the absence of setbacks, but by the courage to learn from them, adapt, and move forward with greater clarity and purpose. By committing to this disciplined practice, you reclaim control over your narrative. You shift from a state of reactive despair to one of proactive empowerment, where every experience, no matter how challenging, is valued as an essential part of your growth. This transformative process is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, a spirit that refuses to be defined by its failures and instead uses them as a catalyst for greatness. Embrace each day as a fresh opportunity to reflect and evolve. Let your journal be the mirror in which you see not only your struggles, but also the magnificent potential that lies within you. Draw inspiration from the Stoics, whose timeless wisdom reminds us that our inner world is a realm of limitless possibility, waiting to be shaped by our persistent efforts and unwavering commitment. In this journey of self-discovery, every failure is not an end, but a beginning. A valuable lesson that brings you one step closer to the extraordinary, resilient self that you are destined to become. Through the 7 Stoic methods, you now possess the tools to transform negative thinking into a wellspring of inner strength. Remember, you have power over your mind, not outside events. This timeless truth, championed by Marcus Aurelius, serves as a beacon to guide you on your journey towards self-mastery and genuine resilience. Every challenge you face is not a sign of your weakness, but an invitation to grow stronger and wiser. Starting today, I urge you to integrate at least one of these powerful practices into your daily routine. Embrace mindfulness, question your impressions, and let gratitude and virtue light your path. As you begin to reshape your inner dialogue, witness firsthand how each deliberate action empowers you to overcome negativity and unlock your true potential. If you found value in this message, please share this video with others. Let's unite in spreading the spirit of self-control, virtue, and inner fortitude across the globe. Live by the Stoic philosophy, control your thoughts, and transform every setback into an opportunity for growth. Are you ready to take that first step toward a life defined by purpose and resilience? The power is within you. Now go and claim it.